Good evening. Sorry for getting late. We're going to call this meeting to order at 7:20 p.m. Will you please rise for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Superintendent's report.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Pleased to report that we welcomed our staff back this morning for a new school year, and we had, I think, a memorable program that was led by Dr. Debbie Silver. She was extremely entertaining and enjoyable and very informative. As a former Louisiana State Teacher of the Year, and has had a tremendously diverse experience in teaching, and so greatly appreciate the fact that we were able to have her join with us today to get things started. We did present some awards to individuals. As you may recall, three years ago or so, we started to recognize individuals. They're named on that plaque back there on the wall, and individuals who are helping to further the mission of public education and betterment of children here in the Easton Area School District. And so today we honored Terry Kennedy, a gentleman who is in charge of a nonprofit that gives first graders in Easton, Allentown, and Bethlehem school districts a personalized book to take home and read, and he does that through through the community, finding sponsors. He's been doing that. He's been handing out hundreds of books to our kids. We honored Pat Hunter. Pat is unfortunately away, so at our next meeting in September, I'm going to ask her to be here so we could present her with her George Wolf Award, because Pat has been a stalwart supporter of early childhood education and good things for kids in this community for the better part of 50 years. She's a tremendously inspirational person, I think, and I've enjoyed working with her. We honored Mayor Sal Panto today and thanked him for his support of our schools. He's a frequent visitor. In addition to being the leader of this, if you will, the economic activities in Easton and the cultural renaissance, he's a frequent visitor in our schools and is very connected to our students. He loves being in our schools and being a part of our activities, our games, our contests, and we are very fortunate to have such visible support from Sal. And last but not least, we honored Carol Luddy for her outstanding teaching career and being the face of Easton Area School District at so many events, leading our kids in either orchestras or ensembles, and of course in that fabulous marching band year after year. She is just a teacher's teacher, and we are so fortunate to have her working with us and for us in our community. So those are the individuals that we honored. Their names are on the plaque in the back, and I think everybody felt very positive about that. Chartwell's, our food service, provided us with healthy food this morning, and we appreciated their willingness to do that. We also had some representatives from Easton Hospital and some other agencies there for wellness. So I think it was a great start to what I hope to be as a great school year. And I thank the boards once again for your continued support of what we're doing. Let's see, Billy and Jody and Baron were attending attended the program this morning. Billy offered welcoming remarks on behalf of the board, and I thank you for that. Second, I would like to introduce Michael Fascinetto, who is the president of the Bethel School Board, and he's here to observe how this wonderful board behaves. No.
Taking notes, yeah.
You're going to take notes.
We were out last night 18 minutes.
Wait a minute. I think I got 16 before.
Yeah.
16.
All right, let me look around.
Well, it was a special meeting. But I'll take it how I can get it.
All right, that's not close enough. 16, 18. That's pretty darn good. Well, thank you for giving me a couple minutes to speak. I won't take 16 minutes. I'm here tonight on behalf of the Pennsylvania School Board Association. I'm currently the chair of our Political Action Committee, EdPAC. A lot of people hear Political Action Committee and think, oh my gosh. We're not like that. We have $6,000. And that's great because we started the year with 4 and we raised 2 and we gave out some money. We will only support incumbents in Harrisburg. We will not support challengers. We will not get involved at the federal level. We won't get involved at the local level. We only support incumbents in the General Assembly who are pro-public education. We gave out our first 2 donations this year. We've only been around for 2 years. We gave out our first 2 donations. We gave out one to Leanne Kruger-Brenke, who is an incumbent. She won a special election last year. This is her first year, and she's running for re-election this year. She's from southeastern PA down in the Swarthmore area. She's been an outspoken she's been an outspoken supporter of public education. And their second donation, we gave her $500, and we gave $250 to Kristen Phillips Hill, who is a Republican from South Central PA. And she is not up for election this year, but she has been instrumental in getting some of the bills that PSBA supports to see the light of day in our committee. So we supported 1 Democrat, 1 Republican. We try to keep it balanced. We don't want to support anybody unless our board is unanimous on that. So we're not trying to be a normal political action committee. So that being said, it's a grassroots effort. We don't take money from big corporations. We haven't been out asking the Chartwells of the world and the big, Capital Blue or anything like that for money. It's all come from board members. It's come from solicitors whose firms have political action committees that can donate to us. But there's a lot of laws around this, and it's been a fascinating learning process. So I would ask, we have this 10 for 10 campaign, and there's 10 people that make up the board. If we count the superintendent, everybody gives $10, it's $100. There's 500 school districts across the state, and we could do a lot with everybody giving $10. So it's been going fairly well so far. We don't do a lot of fundraising other than this. We have an event at the PSBA conference coming up in October. There should be details on it to come. Last year we had a chocolate and beer pairing, which was kind of interesting. So we're not out there really trying to beat people's doors down. We're just looking for small contributions. Like I said, we gave out $250 and $500. We only have $6,000 in the bank, so we don't ask for a lot. So if you can share the information, I have little slips that shows you where to donate. You can go online. It's paedpac.org/donate. There's some slips coming around. If you can, go online, give us $10. If you want to give us $10,000, that'd be great too. If you want to give us $5, honestly, every little bit helps in the size contributions we're making. We're not looking to really do anything other than get a seat at the table and get a voice at the table with some of these folks. So everybody's welcome to donate, staff, media, anybody who wants to. We're happy to take your money. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If not, I will let you get on with your meeting in 60 minutes to go, hopefully.
Do we have any questions?
All right.
Mike, I'd just like to say something myself and Mr. Weiner. We're talking, this is a good program. I want you to know, first of all, it's not going to stop us from destroying liberty and freedom in football this year. But it's a wonderful program. But what we wanted to say was, we're very sorry about that mailing that came out about Liberty High School this week. Very unfortunate. We see that Harrisburg is getting involved to find out who did it, and hopefully they'll do more to get a handle on charter schools. So we support Liberty and the Bethel School District, and we're sorry that you guys had to go through that.
Well, I thank you for that, and we appreciate it. I mean, you can see, and I'm sure if it happened, it needs to be the same way. You don't mess with public education. You don't mess with public high schools that are rooted in the communities for 75, 80 years. The public support has been tremendous. And EdPAC is a great example to change that. There were 3 bills over the past couple of years that dealt with charter advertising that all were voted down on party lines. They never saw the light of day out of the committee or even on the floor. So there has been attempts to reform some of those things, advertising, just to not be able to say it's free school, and they all fail. So that's some of the things we're trying to do with that. But thank you, I appreciate the support.
Thank you for coming.
Before you leave, Michael, Kyle, could one of you confirm, is this not the 100th meeting of Liberty and Easton High School this year? I had someone tell me that this is the 100th game, football game between the two.
Liberty and Easton?
I would think it almost had to be more than that, wouldn't it?
No, not that one. We're talking Liberty and Easton. No, I think 27. Was it 1927?
I don't know.
It's got to be close.
Well, it's an interesting, I think it's a milestone year. And I do remember asking someone, whether it was varsity or whether it was our
It could
athletic
be
director,
Liberty, Bethlehem High School, Easton High School could easily be 100.
Yeah.
Could be. Liberty's been around about 90 years, so if
90.
you want to count playoffs and stuff, it could be, well, it's probably over 100 if you look at that.
Yeah, that might be it.
Bethlehem School,
But,
high school versus.
no matter what, that goes back a long time. It's quite an anniversary and says a lot. Tradition.
Yeah, well, we look forward to the game, and, we apologize in advance. All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We're going to go right to number 4 reports. CIU 20, Ms. Price.
Our meeting is tomorrow. Before today.
Letter B, Eastern Area Public Library, Mr.
There's
Fagan.
been no meeting since June.
CIT, Ms. Hess, Mr. Vandenberg, Ms. Weiss.
No.
Community College, Mr. Fagan.
Very short. We had a very short agenda, but every year we continue to review programs out there and make a determination if they're a program that's worthy of continuation or if we terminate them. And this year we had 2 in the communications area that were continued. But interestingly enough, you can tell how times change. There was a program that we had called Computer Maintenance and Service Technology, and that one was terminated. So where that was very popular many years ago, no, not so anymore. And that completes my report.
Thank you. The Foundation for Easton School, Mr. Boucher.
Okay, the Foundation's been pretty busy. Plans are underway now for the 4th annual gala. It's going to be held at the Northampton Country Club on April 7, 2017. High school principal Kyle Geiger will MC this year, and the Foundation will honor Bobby Ferrero, Dr. Bob Siegel, Eric Dye, and Chanel Price with our Distinguished Alumni Awards. Both the middle school and high school theater groups will provide the entertainment. Please consider joining us this year as we highlight student and alumni accomplishments. Number 2, the Foundation's application for renewal as an educational improvement organization has been approved again so that we can continue to accept Educational Improvement Tax Credit, EITC, donations from approved corporations. So far this year, Kathy and Board President Bill Alpa have solicited 12 companies for donations for the Sizzle Literacy Program and the Dual Enrollment Program with our high school at Northampton Community College. Kathy was invited to speak at this year's convocation today. She spoke about the Foundation efforts and to fund the teachers' grants and other educational programs, and the fact that the Foundation has raised and donated $117,000 to the district since including $41,000 for teacher grants, $37,000 for Sizzle, and $15,000 for the Leader Elite program since they were created. And the grant report, so far through July, the Foundation has raised almost $32,000, and they distributed about half of that already, over half, $16,606 has already been distributed to grants and different programs with the district. That's my report.
Thank you. Seeing as Mr. Monahan is not here today, just out of curiosity, Mr. Fainall, do you have anything that you share?
No,
Charles Schrein?
we will be actually having meetings coming up in September and October, most likely. There's been very little, in essence, this year there's been no additions on their properties or anything, so no new funds coming in. But we will hold meetings for the purpose of seeing what we will disperse this year.
Thank you. Legislative, Mr. Fainall.
Nothing, because it's quiet in Harrisburg right now.
All right. Mr. Geiger.
Yes.
We don't have a student yet, right? Student council president for today?
Next month.
Next month.
Sorry, Mr. Geiger.
So,
Mr. Pittman was staring at me saying, Mr. Geiger.
and then I would make them. All right, PTA.
All right. First of all, it's great to see everybody again. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Michelle Robertson. I'm president of the Eastern Area PTA Council. You have in front of you a copy of our report from the 10 schools. We have all 10 schools reporting in. It's 3 pages long, so I'm going to summarize just bubble up a couple highlights. But before I do, I absolutely love the pictures on the wall. So that is a great addition. It makes the buildings alive. Okay. Cheston and Forest are busy with their welcome houses and whatnot. Mr. Buck, the new principal over at the Academy, gave a great report. I'll let you read it there. He highlighted some of the new additions over the Academy, as well as some of the efforts that they're going to be doing. So I'll let you read through that. The Easton High School, I just want to point out that they are the one school that we have that is actually a PTSA, which is a Parent Teacher Student Association, because of the involvement in the ages and whatnot of the individuals there. So I just want to point that out. Over at the middle school, they're doing great work. They've gone through a lot with, then obviously the staff here with the 3 grades coming together. One interesting thing that they're doing is they're focusing on men in the community for the membership drive. So dads, grandfathers, uncles, stepfathers, etc. That's a component or a piece of the community that's often overlooked. So they're going to be working on that. They're also joining forces with Paxinosa, as Paxinosa is housed at the middle school this year. We're actually already in talks of doing one fundraiser together. Obviously, the books would be separate and whatnot, but just in terms of manpower, pickups and things like that, we're going to try to join some forces there. Palmer and Tracy elementary schools were both at Palmer Days over the weekend. If you stopped by the Palmer booth, there were Dippin' Dots. Over at Tracy, they had a fishbowl game in Plinko. It was just a lot of fun, and we always try to represent Palmer Township. Paxinosa, they're doing a great job, their PTA. They are at the middle school. They wanted to thank the staff there. We're given a classroom to kind of house their stuff, and we're actually going to use that classroom to actually hold the meetings. So it's a nice little spot. We weren't sure if we were going to get some space over there, but they did. And finally, at Tracy, I am no longer the president over there, so I didn't write this, so it's probably very well written compared to what I would do. They actually did some really good fundraising. I know I mentioned back in April and May we were trying to beef up the account because we knew we were going to be taking on a lot more students, field trips, just sheer numbers. They did accomplish that. To date, we have $9,000 in the bank. It sounds like a lot, and that is a lot for a nonprofit, and we typically do not encourage our PTAs to hold that much money in their checking accounts. But again, we didn't know what we were going to be up against coming into the first part of this year. After things kind of settle down, that money will be used to be reinvested into the school, those things that the school needs and whatnot. And finally, the PTA is going to be helping the teachers and the students stay cool those first couple weeks of school. They're going to be providing some cool treats and whatnot during the school day. On that note, Area Council would like to respectively remind the school board administrator of the stifling heat in many of the elementary school classrooms, especially on the upper levels, the second floor. We appreciate that air conditioning is not a cost-effective or timely option at this point, but we would like to suggest some possible workarounds. Renting big industrial fans for better airflow, making cold ice water available to all students and staff on the really hot days, placing window units in several classrooms or areas, and maybe letting classrooms rotate through that class if they need to, just to get a break. Or maybe even like a misting station or squirters or something outside, just to get kind of a break for those couple weeks. We know it's only usually a couple weeks in the fall, a couple weeks in the spring, but if there's just some low-hanging fruit we can do afterwards, that would be great. And that's it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Were you able to attend this morning?
It was a comedy of errors. Unfortunately, no, but I heard good things from many people.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah. Smile.
Good evening. I did attend this morning, and the feedback I got from other teachers as well as from myself was it was extremely worthwhile and entertaining and educational, and we are thrilled and honored to have one of our own honored, and I personally can't think of a more deserving person. I don't know anybody that works harder than Carol Moody. We are also thrilled to be welcoming new teachers into our ranks, and seeing the virtual elimination of the recall list that's been hanging over our heads for so long. That's really exciting. We're, I don't know, thrilled to be back is the right word, but we're all very excited about seeing our students coming up and getting ready for that this week. And on a personal note, I am thrilled to be back here. Thank you.
We're happy to see you. Well, know you're in good health.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't see anyone here from the bus drivers. Letter L, EASD Diversity Alliance, Mr. Weinberg.
Yes, we have a meeting coming up, I believe, we're looking at either late September or early October, and we'll continue our work now trying to put together an action plan to implement facets of our diversity.
Number 5, we had no meetings, or no committee meetings, pardon me, in August. Number 6, is there anyone from the public who would like to be heard on agenda items only? All right, number 7, approval of minutes.
So moved.
All those in favor? Opposed? Executive session report as listed. All right. I'm going to ask for a motion to accept number 9, A through X. U through X is on the addendum going forward. Number 10, A through E, 11 finance, and 12A that we brought in on the addendum.
And can I make the second, but also remembering to include the addendum item under 11 for finance?
Yeah,
I apologize, and under 11, we will be adding C, payment of additional bill.
Again, I'm good with that on the second, so as long as the person making the motion is okay.
Yes, and I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ms. Miller, I believe we have someone here today that we just approved. Would you care to introduce?
Yes, I would like to introduce to you Misa Manzo. She is coming to us as the Supervisor of Education Technology, grades 9 through 12. Lisa has been a valued asset to our school district since 2006, working in the history department, most recently as the AP psychology teacher and as a gifted case manager. She's also served on Excellence by Design, worked on as a data facilitator, served as a class advisor, and really just stepped up in so many different occasions across her 10-year career. We're thrilled to have her as part of our technology team and are excited to have her as the supervisor in our cyber as well. So Lisa's right here.
I just want to say thank you. I'm very excited to enter my 11th year at Easton Area High School in this capacity. I really look forward to working with the administration, the staff, and the students to incorporate technology more to enhance their learning. And thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you. Is there anyone from the public who would like to be heard on non-agenda items only? Hearing none. Any other business from the board?
Mr. President, if I could just draw your attention to inside the folder, inside your notebook, There are some sheets that Ally put in there that adopted budget from the sheets for one. The pink sheets are what we've been talking about in terms of trying to put the business of the district in a month-by-month table, if you will. And we have an updated standing committee representatives and also updated names, addresses, and contact numbers. So I wanted to make sure that you have that, keep it handy in case you need any of that information.
Mr. Superintendent, I just wanted to bring to everybody's attention, and unfortunately there's not too many people here tonight that don't know, but I think it should be said anyway. I'm very excited, as Miles mentioned it, that we eliminated the recall list and we hired more teachers back this month. That was very important to all of us a couple years ago, and unfortunately things had to be done just to help us get through, but we're happy to bring those people back. And when we look at Scott Casterline coming in, another sergeant or top person from Easton Police Department who's going to come in and assist Lieutenant Romali from Easton Police Department. It shows just how serious we take our security here in the district, bringing two of Easton's finest officers upon retirement into our district. So it just speaks volumes that we're able to bring more teachers in, increase security with these type of individuals, and I'm looking forward to a great year.
Great. Terrific. Thank you.
If there's nothing else from the board, can I have a motion to adjourn? I'm going to have a promise this time. I promise. 2 second executive session. I promise 2 seconds. All those in favor? Opposed?